This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system. Okay, there we go.
Welcome to the Beefy Park alert system.
You know what happens when you've been away for... Here we go. No sound, you pair of tits.
Thanks, Aaron.
At least a pair of tits is pretty standard, isn't
well,
it?
you'd be if you had one tit.
You can. I mean, you know.
Well, you can have one tit.
You can. Nothing wrong with it. But you know, we do come as a pair.
Yeah.
And we're a nice juicy pair, I think.
Nice beefy pair.
Nice beefy pair.
A beefy pair of tits.
So thanks for that, Aaron. Yeah, sack him. Yeah, no, it's fair enough. It's been a couple of weeks, though, hasn't it?
We are still the single award-winning podcast, aren't we?
Yeah, no awards. We had a good do, though. You were a disgrace, Dave.
Yeah. I still got up for work, though, up for parade. And
parade.
I was tired, very tired.
Anyway, never mind all that. Football.
Yeah.
Lots of thanks for saying that. All the people letting us know that we couldn't hear us. That's fine. Good evening, Jenny.
Good evening.
Tom, he's singing there. E-I-E-I-E-I-O.
What's he singing, Old MacDonald?
E-I-E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm.
E-I-E-I-O.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean...
Ooh.
We've turned a corner, have we not?
I think we have. It's let's put it up there. Get it up there. That one. Mickey Mellon's Blue White Army. I said it once, said it before. Should have been Mickey Mellon all the way. I'm only joking, Paddy. I did have my doubts before you start.
Yeah.
God's number 9.
He had a good game, didn't he?
He was superb.
He really did. Now remember, everybody.
What was that run?
It was God possessing his legs.
Possessing? Does God possess? I thought the devil possesses. God inspires.
Same thing.
God inspires.
Anyway, so it's the Latics football phone in, which means we would need you to phone in and talk to us. We've got 2 callers waiting.
2 wins, 2 callers. Let's get some more callers in.
Yeah, you lot love phoning in when it's
2 away wins.
When you've got stuff to moan about. But less so when it's good news, and it's good news right now. Who's this? Bob Eyes. Where's Bob? What is it? Fantastic night last night. Worth getting home at 2:30 a.m. It's a bit of a grueler, isn't it?
I just watched it on the telly.
Yeah, me too.
It was good, weren't it? What time were you in bed for?
Much earlier than that.
Well,
so I had a Christmas cake and a brandy.
Did you?
Yeah, it was very nice. I was celebrating.
Do you know what I had? I'm on meal prep because I'm under a new regime.
Oh, yeah.
From Fuse Meal Prep. So thanks for the discount for, being on the phone. But, it was good. And I had a cup of tea, hot Vimto, and a custard cream. Just one.
Creamy laddie. Right, let's get the first caller in tonight.
Michael.
Evening, chat. How we doing?
Okay, how are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Thanks.
All good, mate. All good. Have you got over your hangover, sexy Dave?
That was a vicious rumour. I was just tired, really tired.
I believe the term I heard was he was dancing like Charlotte Church with a tie ride round his head like a school disco.
Was that?
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
Was that?
I don't know.
I might have been. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm shut up. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh, I know. Did I? I was worried then.
Michael, you've been travelling, haven't you? You've been travelling to watch the Latics
Yeah,
these last
do you
couple of
know,
weeks.
it's been bloody good, hasn't it? Honestly, it's a bit of a weird feeling coming away as playing at home. I was trying to count back. I think I've seen us win twice away from home since COVID. So yeah, it was nice to just come away with a decent performance, a decent win. But we look bloody good at the minute, don't we? Honestly, we do look bloody good at the minute. There's obviously, I think there's real room for improvement. I don't think we start games particularly well. I don't think we started yesterday particularly well. First half against Woking, we didn't. I don't think we played particularly well. But yeah, so I'm hoping that kind of that's an area that they work on. I think certainly down their left hand side and our right hand side, that was a massive concern. Just everything was going down that side. But
you know
yeah,
what we've done, Michael, and you know what I'd rather we're doing. We used to start games quite well, and then it just tapered off after the first 15, 20, and we were rubbish for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
so
we've
actually started to grow into games and get stronger, and no more so than last night. Then it was. Just got stronger and stronger and stronger as the game went on, didn't we?
No, correct. But that would have been classic Latics last night to come to have gone ahead and to have gone and lose it. I think we'd have lost that game under Unsworth. That massive bout of pressure they had for about 20 minutes when they absolutely just went tooth and nail at us. I genuinely think we'd have lost that under Unsworth. So I don't know whether it can't be a new manager bounce. Whether it's a motivational thing, whether the players just like him and just kind of want to do that extra bit. But yeah, it looks bloody good at the minute. It's kind of a bit of a weird feeling.
I thought the shape was superb. When we were out of possession, our shape was so solid, so compact, and every time a player went out of position to press, someone else filled in.
Yeah,
Sharon last night covered every blade of grass. I thought he was a bit of an unsung hero. I rate him. I've always rated him. Nathan Sheeran, but he did so well to just get his passing isn't the best, but tell you what, he just mowed them down, didn't we, with the press, and then give it to Gardner, who pinged 2 or 3 great balls. He's been
superb. Last 4 or 5 games, he's been absolutely superb. You kind of almost want to wrap him in cotton wool, kind of treat him like Spurs used to treat Ledley King, where let him train a couple of days a week and just because he's the difference. He's just his passing, his vision, his organisational skills. Him and Maguire, I don't know how you pronounce his name. I think it's Maguire, but McGarry, yeah, all of the above. But yeah, they're leaders, and Hogan. I think he's certainly our 4th best centre half at the minute. And I was kind of in a weird way happy to see him on the bench and that he'd not changed it, and on sort of legacy, and it's you're blessed with having Hobson, to come back from this now. How long's he out for? Do you know?
Don't know. But Radcliffe as well. How good was he? That block at the end of the first half where they had a clear shot on goal and he turned it around for a corner. He just put his body on the line, and I think he's really done himself a lot of favours. Against Woking, he was solid. He nearly scored as well with that audacious outside of the foot lob.
It's been an absolute mystery why he's been missing, not just out the team but out the squad for the majority of the season. He's come from 2 leagues above, so he's decent. He's certainly better than non-league. So yeah, I've no idea what's been going on with him. But yeah, happy to see him playing well. And I just wish Maguire was a bit. When I say a bit fitter, a bit slimmer, because I think he'd be a great central defensive midfielder. But I just think once someone goes in and behind him, that's where I think he's really vulnerable playing in that position, because he hasn't got the pace to keep up with people. But yeah, listen, long may it continue at centre half. Whether you can find a system where you play all 3 of them, I don't know.
I think Green has got to come in for a lot of credit, because that defensive display when we went to the 3-5-2. He did his job very well. He was okay for start, but Freeman was struggling and he tried doubling up on Carnu. But to be fair to Mellon, he changed it because he could see the problem, because they won the penalty from that outlet of Carnu. But Green to just sit back and really stand his ground. He gets a lot of criticism, But for me, I thought he was outstanding in his defensive display last night. He just tracked and man-marked Carney out the game because
he was a lot better than he has than previously. I mean, I think that comes down to the coaching, and I think like you were on BBC Radio Manchester earlier on, weren't you? You asked Mickey Mellon a question, and you asked him like what basically the gist of it was, how are you getting more out of this same set of players than before? And he put it down to fitness. Yeah. And this is something that we've all been a bit flabbergasted about, is that how the team weren't fit enough at the start of the season and were struggling through. So he mentioned in that interview about high intensity training, and I really just took that as a given that kind of thing would be happening. But they've been far better.
It's a careful balance, though, isn't it? There's a careful balance on high intensity training, but high intensity, obviously the rewards that come with that is better fitness and, being able to, kind of play at a higher tempo for longer, but then you've got the higher risk of injury. So, Reed's out, Hobson's out. So whether that's, kind of something to do with it, I don't know. But it's one way, a risk that you can take when you've got bigger squads, I suppose. And I think at certain positions you can do, but I think we'd be absolutely, a different team if we lost Kitchen or Norwood. He's really come on leaps and bounds the last kind of 10 games, and he's whether it's his relationship with Mellon, where he's telling like those little dinks over the top, and he just wasn't working under Unsworth with him, and he almost he certainly got the pedigree, but he almost didn't know how to service him and play him properly to get the best out of him, whereas I think Mellon does.
Yeah, definitely huge improvements. I mean, Sherrin very good at what he does. You mentioned about defensive midfield. I don't think that Sherrin is a defensive midfielder. I think he's more of a box to box midfielder in terms of putting the tackles and getting in there. I don't think we actually need a defensive midfielder. I think we've got a good defense. Horgan must be worried about he won't start a game again. Well, I'm sure he'll start again, but I think he's down the pecking order now. I said on the podcast, I think that Magai is a better footballer and he's just as good a leader, if not better, on the pitch.
He don't panic, does he?
No,
he don't panic. He looks in control. Like last night when he was right in the corner, Kitchen passed it to him, and he just pinged the ball out to Sherrin or to Lundstrom, who I thought Lundstrom had a bit of a poor game towards the end of the first half where he conceded that free kick when he just could have got rid of it. I think he drove forward when he needed to, but he started winning free kicks towards the end of the game just to slow the game down. His game management for a young player is outstanding, I think. And I think
a lot of people forget he is a young player, and whether the midfield was that bad, and we were waiting for almost this midfield messiah to come back in, and there was massive expectations on him. And I think people do forget that he's still a very young lad and he's still got a lot to learn. But he's obviously so good at it for our level at his age, definitely.
I think now, what we're starting to see is some of the quality that is in the squad, which we haven't seen, and has rightly been questioned as a result of not seeing it. Coming through now, and you're starting to sort of look at it and say, right, well, a signing here, and looking towards next season, a signing here and a signing there, then a championship winning squad potentially, because this season it's going to be a big ask to catch the top two. The playoffs are definitely on. I think it's absolutely huge few weeks coming up now with the fixtures that we've got. Two very, very winnable games at home against Ebbsfleet and Boreham Wood. Then we've got Gateshead, and then we've got Solihull Moors, then Gateshead, and then we've got the two games against Hartlepool. So
you can win it. You can easily win every one of them. Easily win every one of them. But I think we've had two really good results. So I think it's the Latics kind of mindset. Not get you get really high and you get really low. And just kind of right. Well, we've had two good results, but let's not think we're finishing second or we're not promoted just yet. But as long as we're in touch with the playoffs and kind of in and around within 5 points of the playoffs, are in and around Christmas, which I think will comfortably be if we're not in the in the top five. I still said at the start of the season we'd finish fourth. You don't really want to be having to play every game away from home, before getting to Wembley. So getting a home tie, I think, could be massive, because I think some of these leisure centres you really would struggle to, the demand. But then I suppose you look at the teams that are in there. Can you imagine if we got Rochdale in the playoffs or Halifax in the playoffs? What?
Yeah, mega, wasn't it?
Mother of pearl.
The thing is, though, the thing is, like, you know, we want somewhere with a decent capacity, because if we do get into the playoffs, everyone's going to want to go, because, like, you know, so many people haven't even probably been alive or going to the game since we last got into the playoffs. So the younger fans and stuff. So it is exciting. And look, we've won 2 games. I think the game against Woking was a good footballing performance. That, you know, we passed the ball a lot better, we controlled the game better, but that's because Woking are not as good a side as Barnet. Barnet did a lot of passing sort of around and outside the box and stuff, but we didn't let them into the box, and it was a very, very different type of performance. And I think the excitement comes from the professionalism in that performance last night, the fact that it was such a different performance.
Against second in the league as well.
4 goals away from home against, you know, second in the league. We're on a little bit of a bad run, let's be fair, but, you know, like, and we don't win back-to-back games or that often, do it? And so it does kind of get us all a bit giddy, doesn't it?
You've got to beat what's in front of you, and that's what we've done. All right, I'd rather take a 1-0 win and walk in every day of the week, but 4-1 against Barnet, fair dues.
No one saw that.
No, I was expecting a draw, praying for a draw, thinking, I hope we get a draw. When they scored, I thought, here we go. It's going to be like the Alamo. But to be fair, they turned it around, and, well, I don't even think we looked under pressure. We just controlled the game.
They often use football. Often use like an analogy of boxing, don't they? Where, you know, sometimes you just sit back, you just keep, you know, jabbing away until you get the opening, and then you land a big one. And that's what we did 3 times last night on those one with those breaks. We just sorted up and said, come on, what have you got? And then just like great ball from Gardner, great ball from Sharon, and that was it. We were in, and, you know, we were away.
What do you think of the Fondop-Norwood partnership compared to Norwood and Reed?
I think you'd be forgiven if you were certainly worried a couple of games ago, given his unpredictability, Fondop, in that he's certainly, if he gets a yellow card early on, you kind of certainly take him off straight away, that worried. But they look like they could be a real partnership in this. And where, you know, I agree. I think it was you, Dave, who said that you think Nuttall's a better footballer. I think it was yourself, or it may have been Andy, one of the other lads on Andy on the pod. But what Fondop certainly not lacks is an unfair way of saying it, but, you know, isn't as technically gifted as maybe others. He bloody makes up for it in just grit and determination. He was winning absolutely everything, you know, and he kind of shows how much he cares. Like, he celebrated a throw-in. You got throw in and celebrated it, and, you know, and just take the, you know, that daft run out of it. I don't know what he was thinking there.
Love it.
I think as well. I think, let's be fair to him, I think he's capable of very, very good technical stuff as well. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, some of the things that he tries and some of his touches are brilliant. It's just, it's probably his style which makes him look a bit more ungainly, maybe, than
he must
others.
be so awkward to play against as well, because because Nuttall's quite one-dimensional, isn't he, to be fair? Reed has got one set of you, but Fondop can run at players, he can try and chase balls down, he can head it.
Last night, he just towards the end of the game, he started to look tired because he chased everything, like a dog would chase it, like in the park, running around for a ball. He was just like, I'm having that, and that. With that front two, with that 4, we had 4-4-2. It's very, very clear. The 2 strikers were playing within a radius of each other, you know, stayed by each other. There were none of this one player up top on his own with the striker in the penalty, because Norwood was dropping deep, and when Nuttall, we were getting a lot of that, but it was very, very clear the front 2 were going to mither their defenders. Midfield were going to help them, and it worked out really well. But I just want to comment.
It was the same at Woking. He won absolutely everything in the air, And like I said, a few more games together, he might, you know, that they'll start to build a bit of chemistry where he's winning it and, you know, flicking it on for Norwood.
Yeah, I want to comment on this about Oldham fan has said that Norwood's the best in the National League. Only thing is, he's taking up a big chunk of the wage budget, but if you're going to go up, you need a 20-goal striker, and he's halfway there already. We need someone who's going to hit 20 plus goals this season if you're going to get anywhere near the playoffs. And, you know, all the other lads, all the other strikers are a long way off. You know, like that was Fondop's first goal last night. So, you know, Reed's got a couple, but, you know, we are dependent on him. You know, Willoughby's not. I know he's not had much football, but he's yet to get off the mark. So that's where your money goes, isn't it? Your money goes on that, and I think it's money well spent.
Whatever. If you said to a club, would you pay someone $2,000 a week to get you 20 goals a season in the National League? You'd be take your money now. You know what I mean? That is exactly what the National
If we
League's
go
all
up with
about.
him in the next 2 years, no one will be mentioning how much he's been paid because it'll all be worth it. If you play someone that kind of wage and he's out injured quite a lot, then that's when you start to question it. But he looks really fit. Even in the interview, he came off with a bit of a niggle. He came off and he said it's just a little bit of cramp. So do you know what I mean? He looks really, really fit. He looks like he looks after himself. But Dave, you're a referee. I wanted to ask you about whether it was, what was your opinion on that red card? Because I was absolutely bawling and shouting at that TV.
Well,
we were arguing last night on WhatsApp. As we do.
You're not gonna like it because the referee got the decision correct.
Wrong.
Under law. Matt's still in the early 2000s talking about professional fouls. Professional fouls.
You read it out, and we'll still find that you're still wrong.
So Matt's going on about professional foul. It's now called dog's-o, which is denying a goal scoring or obvious. Denying a goal scoring or obvious goal scoring opportunity. So dog's-o. Where a player commits an offence, an opponent within their own penalty area, which denies an opponent an obvious goal scoring opportunity, the referee awards a penalty kick. The player is cautioned if the offence was an attempt to play the ball or challenge for the ball. Now, in my opinion, Laurie Walker could have used his hand, but he moved his head towards the ball, which caught. Was it Fondop?
Yeah.
It got Fondop. Now, in all of the circumstances, holding, pulling, pushing, or no possibility of playing the ball, the offending player must be sent off. Now, he moved. If you look at the replay, he moves his head slightly, and he actually makes the move for the.
So tell me he's going for that ball with his head.
Yeah, yes, because his arms were outside the box. So if you watch the replay properly, and the referee pulled out a red card, and the assistant or the fourth official must have seen him move towards that ball with his head. And when I first saw it, I said that's a yellow card, and it was absolutely because you said it's a red card, and I came back straight away, and it was a yellow card. The referee under law was correct. 10 years ago.
This is down into interpretation, Dave, because I think a lot of us interpreted that.
Yeah, a lot of people interpret everything but law and opinions.
I don't think he was going for the ball. I think his intention was to bring down Fondop, and he did.
You're a brave man if you're going to go up Fondop head first. You're going to certainly come off a lot worse. But
if you just please look at the replay again, he makes a head movement towards the ball.
I know he makes a head movement towards
the ball,
getting into Fondop
to the ball.
No,
and Fondop kicks the ball just as his head goes towards it, so he catches him. And the referee was going to send him off, but the assistant, I think it was the fourth official, must have given it and said, "Look, you got that wrong, so that's why you give him a yellow card." And I thought it was
surely the referee's in a better place than someone who's 40 feet away. He was right. He was right behind them.
I can't condone what was given on the. But looking at the replay and the pundits, mate, that Aaron McLean and Grant Holt wouldn't know the laws if they smacked him in the face because they're useless. And that guy who presents
here
rugby,
we go. We should get you should give us a shout, Stephen. No chance that was yellow, Dave. I'm a referee. Should have been a red.
Oh, whatever. Come on, Stephen. I'm waiting.
Yeah, but I think it's down to interpretation. My interpretation of it was that the goalkeeper made no attempt to get the ball and went to clean out Fondop because he was going to
agree.
score. So
yeah,
I agree. That was my interpretation.
It's fine.
I don't think the goalkeeper's going for that ball with his head.
I beg to differ.
Anyway, Michael, thank you very much for
coming. All right, boys.
Mate. We'll hopefully see you in the Rochdale Road End on Saturday.
Yeah, see you later, mate.
See you Saturday, lads.
Right, see you, mate. Bye. Right, listen, we need you to call in because we've not got many callers, but we do have our old friend, Ibby. Hello, Ibby.
Hello, guys. You all right?
Yeah, how are you?
Evening, Ibby. Okay?
I'm all right, Dave. I'm Matt. Long time no see.
Yeah.
Are you back in the country now?
Yeah, I am finally back in country, but not for very long.
All right.
Right. Well, what do you make of the last couple of games then? Or are we
Melon,
what
back? Do you think of Melon? I think you're a bit nervous, weren't you? Sending me messages saying we got the wrong man, didn't you?
Yeah. Honestly, he wasn't my first choice, but fair enough. He's come in. I've not called for his head. He's done a very good job, but yesterday was very nice to see what was happening. And I think it's slightly clicking now, Dave and Matt.
Yeah. You can't fault the result. We've lost one in the last 12 games. I know Steve Thompson's got to take a little bit of the credit there, but we've failed to score in one game in the last 12
in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My only matter is, had we sat David Unsworth well early enough, we could have gone for the top. But fair enough, we've done what we've done, and managers come in, and it looks like the players are responding. But yesterday, a lot of them were all my heroes on that pitch because they all played for the shirt yesterday, Matt and Dave.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's an important thing for Mickey Mellon, judging about what he says. I think he wants the players to have pride in the shirt, and he wants to do the fans that travel justice. Credit to anyone who came. I know a lot of the Oasis lot go down to the Southern games, but anybody who goes down to Barnet on a Wednesday night and you've got work and everything, it's a great effort, and it was a great turnout again, and it's really important. And I think there's been times when some of us have questioned some of the players and their commitment and things like that. And it sounds like really it wasn't necessarily a matter of commitment, but a matter of fitness, which again is disappointing. But obviously what Mellon's done since he's come in is he's decided to say to her, right, we're going to play a simple system and you're going to be fit enough to play it. And that's really, in a nutshell, what he's done. And it seems to be paying off now.
Definitely, they all responded to the manager. Well, I can remember fans were writing Mike Fonda off after them silly red cards that he kept getting, but I never wrote him off. I know that there was a player in him, and yesterday he was outstanding, honestly. I think it's one of the best results under Mickey Mellon last night.
Yeah, you can't fault 4 goals away from home and the quality of the goals. And we didn't panic, and we went 1-0 up, and then it was 1-1, and it's usually panic button time. And towards the end of the first half, again when Charlie Ragden cleared it off the line, I thought, oh, here we go. It's going to be an onslaught in the second half, because Barnet, if you look at their comebacks, they usually come back from a goal down. Dorking were 2-0 up against them a couple of weeks ago, and Barnet came back 3-2. So I had that in the back of my mind. I was texting Mark White about it, and he said, you'll probably get beat. And I said, and I felt you're probably right, but fair play to Latics. They just took control of that game, and the game management and the passing and everything about the shape and the defensive play was absolutely out of this world.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, Dave and Matt. And what was I going to say? We need to build this win now on the weekend, because you know what? We've done well in the past, and typical Latics turn up on the weekend, letting us down once again.
I know that's. I mean, that's years and years of this kind of thing. But we're playing a team who is third from bottom. The only thing is that I do think that these teams come to Boundary Park and they do have an extra 10% comes out of them. There's going to be a good crowd there on Saturday because of the results of the last couple of games. They're going to be fired up to play in front of that crowd at a big ground at this level on a great pitch. So Latics, like we've been saying this whole season, you've got to earn the right, to win the game, and it looks like now, like we did it on Wednesday. We've only got a couple of days turnover as well, so it's all going to be about fitness. But I think we'll beat Ebbsfleet on Saturday. I'd be very, very surprised if we didn't. Boreham Wood then is another one the following week. They're struggling, but we've not done well against them. Since
2 home games. So we need Mickey Mellon's not won at home yet, has he?
No, we've got to win. Like 4 games on the bounce. If you win 4 wins on the bounce, and you're all of a sudden you're thinking, right, okay, this
a lot of momentum.
Yeah,
exactly. We need to get the points on the board and just keep the pressure on.
Well, let's have a look at what Stephen's got to say.
Oh, for goodness sake,
Stephen, I can understand what Dave is trying to say, but on law, the player has to try and attempt to play the ball, and in this case, he's used his head to take him out, which wasn't the case to play the ball. If he'd used his hands, then it's a yellow.
Stephen, look at the replay, read the laws, and come back to me. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so hopefully, guys, we win on Saturday, and then we can carry on this good form. And
what do you think about Joe Nuttall potentially leaving?
It's sad in a way, because I thought he did well in the first game under Mickey Mellon, but It's the manager. He's come in. He's looked at his options. He makes the decision. But I really hope he fights for his place because there's a 20 goals target man he is, really. I'm not being funny, but there's a player in him, David Matt, when he gets going.
Yeah, but he's getting going, isn't it? Like Fondop goes like a bat out of hell when he comes on the pitch, doesn't he? And he's controlling and controlling the game, and he gets on with it. But I don't think Nuttall sometimes gets going, does he? It can take him an edge of the day. Like he's only done like 1 assist, no, 3 assists this season for Latics. Not much more than that. He's not scored. Has he scored? I don't think.
Yeah, he has scored. Yeah, he scored at the Rochdale Road end. I can't remember who it was against.
Oh yeah,
he did.
Yeah. Good, great.
But I can understand why the manager has made a decision like that because he might be looking to get him out on loan and hopefully replace him with better players because he might be a high earner at the club. We might not know this.
Yeah, no, he probably is, and we've got Willoughby, who's yet to prove himself because he's not had the games. We've got Alex Reid, who's obviously injured at the minute, but
he's keeping his options open, Mellon. He's not just getting rid of them and outcasting like Tollett. He's giving him a chance at Kidderminster to get some game time. The tough places to go, Kidderminster to get a game, isn't it? But they might come back refreshed and they might want to try and earn the place with Latics and prove something to Mickey Mellon as well. So it might be a bit of reverse psychology.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for having me on, and hopefully speak with you next week.
Pleasure. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Bye. The thing is, Dave, we've got these 2 games again, Ebbsfleet and Boreham Wood, and we need to win them because then we've got Solihull and Gateshead, who are both up there, and we need to beat those 2 teams to gain ground on them. That's really, really important because we've got to beat all these teams that are above us, haven't we?
Got to beat every team.
But yeah, we're not going to beat every team, though.
No, we're not.
But what we need to do is get ourselves into the playoffs because once we're in there, you've got something to hold on to. Yeah.
Well, would you rather be in the playoffs for a long time or just sneak in?
No, I'd rather be in there for a long time. I'd rather the sooner we get in there, the better for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like us to be in there. A lot
of people like it when you just sneak in on the last 10 games and you just,
No, because that means that you've not been playing particularly well for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think Stephen has made a good point finally. We need to sort our home form out. So, yeah, I agree with you on that one, Stephen.
You don't need to be a referee to know that one. Well, we've got a chance on Saturday, haven't we? So we can start now. Hopefully Norwood's fit.
Dominic Paulion of Ebbsfleet, isn't he? He plays yeah. He might come back to haunt us.
Maybe. I know. I think we'll beat them. I'm confident.
Yeah, it's all good.
A strange feeling.
It's just we've got to build on it, haven't we? Rochdale was like, we're going to build on this and go for it, get pumped. Was it 3-0 or 4-0 by Fylde? It was just awful, wasn't it? But
you know what I want to be, Dave? I want to be in the playoffs by I want to be in the playoffs by Christmas.
Right.
On Friday, the 22nd of December, at the Cotton Rooms, Oldham Athletic Podcast, the Boundary Park Alert System, are having a Christmas party.
It'll be fun, entertaining, and very lively, and full of festive cheer.
So if you want to come and celebrate with us at our Christmas party on Friday, the 22nd of December at the Cotton Rooms, buy a ticket
at www.ofcpodcast.com/shop. There you go. Message from the Barrys there.
Yeah, so come to our Christmas party.
We're going to be making announcements soon.
Yeah, because we've actually started to do some work on it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be really good, despite that terrible advert. Here we go. We got a caller.
We've got a caller.
Here we go. Hello. Is he having a wee? No, that was like you'd put it on the toilet.
No, put it towels at washing machine, fellas.
How are you? All right.
Yeah, yous.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, very well.
Good. I think at the moment no one can complain, can they? What we're doing. My only one that puzzles me is how do you keep 5-6 strikers happy? Because you know yourself as a striker, you're going to get a blip, but you need to try and play through that little blip, don't you? And I just think the likes of like Willoughby and a Nuttall, maybe an Alan Mope if you want to throw him in there. How do we keep them happy within the club?
I don't know. I mean, I think the thing is that you do get injuries, don't you? I think we probably, you're talking about not all moving on or whatever. I think there's probably space for that. I think there's probably, we've probably got enough strikers to let one of them go, especially if they're not particularly featuring. You've only got you've only got the option then if something happens to Fondop, you've not got that big striker, that foil for Norwood that you would have if you've got Nuttall and Fondop.
Yeah.
So
because don't forget, Phil, the chance of Norwood being dropped is quite slim in it,
Oh, he'll only get dropped if he's injured, won't he?
That's it, yeah. So you're going to have 4/5 strikers all trying to vie for one position, aren't we?
It's similar for the centre half position, though. I mean, I'd rather us be in a position where we have at least one player for every position.
I think the centre half position, though.
Sorry, two good players for every position. You know what I mean?
Who would you have? Would you have Hogan in there, or would you have Raglan in there, mate?
I don't. To be honest with you, I don't. It's quite a tricky one. We've not seen a lot of Raglan. We've only really seen it at pre-season, haven't we? And obviously this last 2 games. I think Hogan's probably aware now that he's going to be out of contract, in 6 months' time. And you get the scenario where you think, is he now playing for a contract, whether that's with us or elsewhere? So is he upped his game? Because I weren't a big fan of Hogan last year, but I think this year he certainly looks better. Now, whether that's because he's got a good centre half partner in Hobson, I'm not quite sure who I'd play at centre half right now. I don't think
he's too much of a liability for me.
I don't think he's done enough to be dropped at the moment, Hogan.
Oh, I don't know. I think
that
McGay for me
for this stage now, especially this season, when we're the best we're going to hope for this season is the playoffs, right? And having Hogan in the squad for that is brilliant because he's got all the experience and all that kind of stuff. But really, what for me, we need to be looking at what's our preferred centre half partnership this season and next season, and to be building on it. And I think that we've got brilliant young centre half in Hobson, who hopefully will keep this season and next season. And then it's one other then. And I think McGay has done more. He's done enough to justify the armband and the other centre half spot. And then for me, it's just
a lot more confident with McGay at the back.
Raglan as well is as cover, and obviously you've still got Will Sutton as cover as well. Then, so like you say, if he's looking at like his contract's running out and he's getting towards the end of his career now, Hogan, then I think we've got enough in that position. But like everyone's always saying, he's a great pro, he's a great captain, great leader around the club. So, I think it's good that we've got him this season anyway.
Maybe, would we not maybe look at right back for him? Because I think that's one position we really, really are struggling. We can't have a go at Will. He's a young lad who, he's set to be a centre half. You can see the way his physique is. He's an out-and-out centre half. And I thought Freeman looked terrible yesterday.
Yeah,
I thought Carney was good though.
Carney was good, but what I mean by that, Dave, is like he looked like he couldn't turn like on an acre. Honestly, he looked so slow. Now, there's a difference between getting beat, should we say, by a better player, but he just looked really, really slow yesterday.
We've only got him till January, haven't we? He's only here till January, so
he didn't look happy last night. His body language and stuff as well. He looked like
this is a guy that's coming. This is a guy who's got a decent, CV against his name. He's coming from a decent level. So slow or not, you know yourselves. You can always, catch up with somebody 2 or 3 yards with your brain, can't you? Now, for me yesterday, he looked poor, and I think we really, really do struggle at right back. I think Mickey Mellon will be looking at an option now for maybe a right back.
I don't think Hogan is an option. I think he's a centre half. I think the thing is with your fullbacks is they've got to be able to defend, but they've got to be able to pass. Like a fullback has got to be good with the ball. There's no point having a hoofer at fullback. So, and Hogan's weakness out of in his game is his distribution of the ball. So he's not he's not a sprinter and stuff either. So I think it's quite a specialized position fullback, and we definitely need to make signing. The other thing is whether or not we're actually going to play 4-4-2 going, in next season. Are we going to have 3 centre halves and play with wing backs? I don't know. We haven't got a wing back. Green's not a wing back, so we just have to. I think this is what I like about what Mellon's done. I think he's
taking his time.
Yeah, but also keep it simple. 4-4-2. Get organised, play that system, and play it well. And then he's obviously got whatever his plans are. He'll unfurl them as time goes by. But I'm really pleased with. I suppose the last couple of games have just been like chalk and cheese to pretty much everything that's gone before it. Really, is
it like a diamond that we play? Because like Gardner sort of goes near the right wing, but he's not. So it's like a diamond, isn't it? It's like a very compact midfield. And
at times it looked like it was going from like 4-4-2 to 4-3-3 with the press, and then it was changing on the pitch.
You weren't 5 at the back.
I think we need to be looking at Gardner in the middle, though. We definitely need to look in Gardner down the middle, not so much out wide. Especially with a game like yesterday. I mean, Barnet were good yesterday. I thought Barnet were a good side. And we just needed somebody who could just put the foot on the ball a little bit at times. Very rushy at times. And that's why we probably needed John Sheridan back in the day, where he'd just come in and he'd have probably a bollocked them all and just said, look, calm down a little bit. Barnet were good, but I just felt we just need someone to put a foot on the ball a little bit yesterday. And
I think like
in terms of can do 2 games in 4 days, and 5 days, that's a big ask.
Yeah, if you can do 3 in 7, it's going to be a big ask. But
then Hallam Hope came on and went a bit out wide to the 4-3-3 and just got a fantastic. He could have got 2 goals, could he? Really? Yeah. So it's like someone said earlier, Hope and McGay like brand new signings, aren't they? They're out in the field to pasture, weren't they? With underruns, they were not getting back in for love of the money, were they? Really? So
I think McGay might just struggle. I don't think we can drop Sheridan. I really rate Sheridan just for the work he does unnoticed. You need to know that in your team.
He's quality.
Yeah. You just need that in your team.
For the likes of Lundstrom and Gardner to play, you've got to have Sheridan in the side. So who was he missing against recently? He didn't play against
Sheridan
before before
Eastleigh.
That's right.
We were struggling.
I didn't see that game, but he was missed, and so. No, I think we're starting to get there now.
We're starting to become we're getting an identity.
Yeah.
And it's happened quite quickly. I think honestly, like a couple of weeks ago, it almost felt like we didn't have anything to say. It was like, the manager had come in. We'd had these performances had been a bit up and down. The likes of Altrincham, Filed, and then Altrincham, and these draws and stuff. And we were just a bit kind of
going through the board, like we're going to be mid-table.
It was like, surely, we had the 4-0. We didn't do it for a couple of weeks. We kind of needed a bit of breathing space, and we needed to see what was going to happen. We kind of covered everything we needed to cover on the pod, and then all of a sudden, in the last couple of games, all that. Over that period of time, what they've been doing on the training ground and what Mellon's been instilling into the players, and because last night, going over to I know that it's always easy when you've had a win, but the smiles, the togetherness, or going over to the away fans and all that, really, really good to see. I know we've seen it before. He saw it even with Unsworth, didn't we, in Patchets, after certain games, but I don't know, there just seemed a little bit more of a tightness there.
I just think we've got like, I think Brabin as well as assistant coach. You wouldn't argue with him, would you? I think there's like a good cop, bad cop sort of combo. Like when you showed the dressing room last night half time, you couldn't hear what they were saying, but it looked very calm. Everyone was chilled, and then you could see like Brabin just sat there, arms folded, smouldering, ready to give him a kick up the arse if they needed it. But I really like Mellon and his approach. He's very considered. He's very calm. He knows what he's talking about, but I think he's got a bollocking in him as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
He was a tough tackling midfielder, weren't he, for Burnley back in the day? So he's not behind the door, and he's won stuff at this level.
I enjoyed how shocked the TNT sports people were at the performance last night. They were like,
so biased, weren't they? Barnet are going to come back into it in a minute. Oldham best be prepared, and then we just score at Norwood. But how good was Norwood last night with that goal where he just shrugged the defender off? He was just class, man.
When he scored that with the 1-on-1 with the keeper, I was like, he went to him, but it was almost, he didn't say it in his interview after, but he said he waited to see what he was going to do. But he went round him because he knew as well that if that keeper touches him, it's a penalty and he's off in it. So the keeper really was just like stuck. Really, he's like, I can't go for this now. So then he just went round. It was so composed.
Yeah, it's just class. It's class, isn't it? I mean, how many people do you see strike a penalty in the top bag? Do you know what I mean? They don't really, but he's that confident and that good. He's just last few goals, if you remember them, he's been putting them into the roof of the net. You know, it's just unbelievable.
Oh, he probably smashes it in, doesn't he? He loves that, doesn't he?
The thing is, well, someone made a point to me, like the league that we're in at the moment, the National League, it's never been as poor as it's been because you've had your Wrexham, you've had your Notts Counties, they've gone. You know, we've only got Chesterfield who are leading it. Like Barnet have not been up there for a long time. Gateshead haven't been up there for a long time. Solihull are always in and around, but they always sort of Woking have gone by the way.
There's no big teams in there anymore, is there?
There's nobody really who can. Anyone can beat anyone on the day, and that I think that's a real advantage for us. If we can just build that momentum now, you know, who's up there at the moment? I'm just going to look at the table.
Well, we've had the likes of
we've got Bromley. Bromley are always in and around, aren't they? To be fair, Aldershot, they were relegation fodder last year, weren't they?
If you look at a lot of them teams there, Dave. If you look at a lot of them, they've all got a big centre forward in the side. You know, you look at Solihull, they've got that Peck, is he called, up there. You know, Chesterfield have got Quigley. You know, they've all carried a big centre. You know, Notts County, you know, they had a big centre forward, forgot his name. Wrexham took Palmer up front. So it does, I think it is a key ingredient to have, you know, a big target man up there.
Yeah, I just think we've got a chance because the league has never been as poor as it's been.
We think of who's got. So we've had Notts County, Stockport, Wrexham, but Grimsby, they were down here for a while. You know, there's none of those kind of big football league.
Halifax were there, but now they dropped off. But they're still in and around it, aren't they? Do you know? So
I think if we can keep Fondop from a yellow card in the first half, we'll be fine, absolutely fine. Because I think a lot's going to play through him.
Yeah, friend of the show, Mike Fondop. I know you're watching, so hello, Mikey.
I think Fondop. I think Norwood looks better with Fondop up there as well. Because he knows he's going to get more out of him.
I think he gets more out of him as well because he said I've talked to him all the time. You've got to keep on at him. But I think and I'm only speaking from my opinion, is that I think he relishes that being told what to do. Go and chase that. Go and do this. Go and do that. Because you know he'll do it as well. Because he's a team player. Whereas Nuttall, I think he's a bit more of an individual. Reed is a bit of a flair player, isn't he? He wants to score the nice goals. You don't want to do the running down. You know, Norwood will chase it down as well, and he shows that little bit of pace. So
he knocks you all over, Fondop, doesn't he? He's a centre half nightmare because he just knocks you all over, doesn't he?
I mean, he does. Well, Alex Reid told us when he kept on the phone, he does it to his own players. So he must be God only knows what he's like to the opposition.
Sorry, Reedy.
Oh, nice one. Right, thanks for the call, pal.
Cheers, fellas.
Enjoy Saturday. See you later.
I've got an announcement.
What?
It's Saturday. It's the last game before Frank goes on his Raw for Alzheimer's UK. So there's going to be buckets in the ground. So if anyone wants to donate, please do so. Good luck, Frank.
Yeah, good luck, Frank. What are you doing on Saturday, Dave?
Dave,
on Saturday, 25th of November at Lafardy, Spiked Island are playing. Have you ever heard of them?
No.
Would you like to find out more about them?
No.
Well, if you do, go and watch them at Lafardy.
Any relation to Jamie?
Jamie Lafardy, yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's indie tribute acts.
Right.
Yeah, 80s, 90s.
And now.
Yeah, baggy Britpop and beyond. It's free to get in, and it'll be probably quite good.
Probably. Quite.
Yeah, usually is.
You're selling it, mate. You're selling it.
All right. See you on the dance floor.
In Failsworth. In Failsworth.
Another quality advert there. Bit of shameless. So, I mean, it's, you know.
If you want us to promote your company doing a jingle on the phone, please get in contact with us and we will charge a very large fee.
Very large fee for a very, very poor advert.
Well, yeah.
But, you know. So don't forget the Christmas do as well. Yeah. Get a ticket.
Announcements coming soon.
Yeah. All right, I think we'll wrap that up, Dave, because there's nobody else waiting to
phone in. Well, we have changed the night.
We have changed the night. Only this week was special.
Yeah, we're back next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So we'll see you at Boundary Park in the Rochester Road End on Saturday. Are you there on Saturday?
No, I've got a private appointment.
Right. Okay. Good stuff. Have you still got those hemorrhoids?
No, they've gone, but there's something worse there.
Oh my God. Let's leave it there. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Damn beef pest.
Thank you for listening to the Boundary Park Alert System, a QPod production hosted and produced weekly by Matt Dean, Andy Halliwell and Dave Bradley. QPod is Oldham's only dedicated podcast production company, and if you'd like to learn more about how podcasting can help take your brand to the next level, visit kupod.co.uk. A huge thank you goes to all those people who subscribe to the podcast on Spotify. We really appreciate you all. Please visit oafcpodcast.co.uk and click Be a Supporter or find the link in the show notes if you'd like to help us fund the show. It's only $2.99 per month to subscribe, but if you'd rather make a one-off donation, please visit buymeacoffee.com/OAFC podcast or click the link on our website. Don't miss the Latics football phone-in every Wednesday live from 8:30pm. Please visit youtube.com/@OAFC podcast and do hit subscribe while you are there. You can also follow and interact with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok @OAFC podcast. Big thanks go to Eileen Finnegan for writing our excellent weekly blog, which we encourage you to read on our website every Saturday morning, and also to Paul Prendergast for providing us with all the Latics Mind questions. The title music for the show is by Manchester DJ and producer Starion, and for more information visit bandcamp.com/Red Laser Records. If you'd like to be a guest or contribute to the show, we would love to hear from you. Until then, see you next time.